Hey guys, welcome back. So we all have our favorite childhood TV shows and movie series. But I'd have to say one of the best things for me growing up was the DCAU. The DCAU is a culmination of DC animated TV shows that were interlinked together, sharing the same universe with the same character designs and voice actors. But out of all the TV shows and episodes in the DC animated universe, there are 6 episodes that really stick out as my favorites. Number 6, Fearsome Symmetry, Justice League Unlimited. Some of the best episodes in the DCAU are ones that acts as callbacks. And this episode acts as a callback to one of Superman's darkest moments in his own animated series. Darkseid had taken control of Superman's mind and unleashed him on other planets, acting as a killer and a conqueror.
Onward for the glory of Darkseid and Apocalypse.
Superman the Animated Series Legacy is a really crazy, sad, heartfelt 2-part series finale. Cut to 2 decades later in Justice League Unlimited, Supergirl is having extremely violent nightmares where she's killing people. Seeking an explanation for these vivid dreams, she meets up with Green Arrow and The Question, and together they uncover a conspiracy that disturbs Supergirl to her core. This episode is filled with action, answering unanswered questions from the past that leads to even more questions. It's a setup for future episodes, and I really like The Question. That dude cracks me up. I like him a lot. He's very underrated.
Love again, what am I gonna tell my friends? It just happened. You walked in my door, and now I don't wanna be alone no more. Oops, I've done it. Told you how I feel. Just hope this time that our love is real.
I also like that we get to see the effects that Superman had on some people after he went rogue. It's cool to see so many familiar faces from the 90s show slightly updated a bit.
I got the message and took early retirement. Problem is, I know too much. One of these days, they'll decide to shut me up.
Number 5, Starcross, Justice League the Animated Series. This is one of the biggest grand finales I've ever seen in a TV show. Sadness, betrayal, heartbreak, stakes are high in Starcross. It's revealed that Hawkgirl was acting as a double agent on Earth, and she told her people how to neutralize each member of the Justice League. She betrayed her team. The Thanagarian Hawk people invaded Earth and imposed martial law, basically taking over the whole planet, and the League was forced to go underground.
They're looking for the Justice League. Without our costumes, we are merely ordinary citizens.
Hold on a second here. What about the whole secret identity thing? I mean, I trust you guys, but I'm not sure I'm ready to... Wally West, Clark Kent, Bruce Wayne. Show off.
Red hair. It suits you.
You think? Change, now.
This was cool. This is easily one of my favorite episodes. It's filled with twists, action, romance, and character development. This 2-part series finale acts as an arc for the Justice League as a whole. Even Alfred gets a chance to shine. Alfred!
If I may be so bold, I'm neither a superhero nor a soldier, so I'm hardly qualified to judge your actions by those standards. But I do know this. Without the great sacrifices you've made, we wouldn't be here to share this nice pot of tea. Whatever they decide in that room, in my eyes, you'll always be a hero.
Every character was developed, especially Green Lantern and Hawkgirl. This is how you do a finale. You go out with a bang, and you leave room for a potential continuation on the table.
Great. No Hawkgirl, no Javelin, no Watchtower. What's gonna happen to the League now? Do we all just walk away?
No, we rebuild, starting today.
Sean's right. Earth still needs us, and we'll never let her down. It's our duty.
Number 4, The Last Son of Krypton, Superman the Animated Series. I like this one a lot. The origins of Krypton and Superman. This episode is just so comforting and kind of sad, seeing as how we all know what happens to Krypton. I love this origin stories. I'm not really a big fan of origin stories, but this one did it really well. And I like how Brainiac played a huge role in Superman's life. They really made Brainiac connected with Superman. And you see that in other episodes and other shows, because everything that is Krypton is Brainiac.
The entire history of your planet, its knowledge and splendor, its awe and mystery are encoded within me.
Superman, don't.
I am Krypton.
You're a perversion, dishonoring the very memory of my father and all my people.
I really like this episode so much. The Last Son of Krypton gave us so much. The planet itself is a character. The scenery, the creatures, and the destruction all tells a story.
Goodbye, Captain.
Number 3, Nighttime. The Adventures of Batman and Superman. This was a great one. In this episode, Batman has been missing in Gotham, and when the criminals are picking the city clean, Superman dresses as Batman to fill in.
3 weeks ago, Bruce went to work like normal, then walked right out without saying a word to anyone.
We'll start with his computer records for that day.
So how'd you do Batman's voice?
Precise muscle control.
Plus, I have a pretty good ear. Don't do that again.
This is such a great episode overall, but I like the moments where Clark Kent is acting as Batman. Because before this episode, the relationship between Batman and Superman was a bit rocky, just a bit, especially when they first met. These two guys did not like each other at all. Superman didn't like Batman operating in his city. He didn't approve of Batman's methods. There's a scene where he sees Batman interrogating the suspect too hard. He doesn't like it.
Where's the Joker?
Who knows? Making haha with Harley Quinn. I don't know, honest. I never went back after he muscled in. I don't want nothing to do with that clown.
That's enough. I think you got your answer. I heard you were crazy. I didn't think you were stupid.
But see, what Clark doesn't understand, or didn't understand at the time, is that criminals in Gotham are very different from criminals in Metropolis. Those are two different cities. Batman has to be that way. He has to be harsh and he has to be feared. And Superman finally realizes that when he walks a mile in Bruce Wayne's shoes.
Even if I did know where to find the Mad Hatter, I'm no stool pigeon. Why should I tell you?
A man's life is in danger. Isn't that enough?
You're breaking my heart.
Kick over the desk. Just do it.
I won't ask twice.
All right, no need to get your feathers ruffled. It happens our capped compadre is attending a meeting of notable ne'er-do-wells. They're hatching a plot to capitalize on your purported disappearance.
Where?
Now he's getting it.
Now he gets it. He's finally understanding why Batman is the way that he is. You see, he tried to be the nice Boy Scout type, even if Batman's about a man's life is in danger. Isn't that enough? People don't care about that, Clark. People are ugly. And if you want answers, you have to get ugly sometime. Like I said, this episode is really good. It's one of my favorites of all time. It has nice twists in it, and it was cool to see Superman fight Batman's villains. I don't know why, but I always like to see Superman go up against Bane, just because Bane is like one of Batman's toughest opponents, and it's like, dude is no match for Superman. Also, I thought it was cool to see Superman with Robin.
I hear the city's been busy.
Nothing the kid couldn't handle. I have to say, for a guy who's supposed to be such a loner, you sure know how to pick a partner.
Number 2, Twilight, Justice League the Animated Series. This episode kicks off the second season of Justice League, and it's honestly one of the best episodes, not only in the Justice League animated series, but out of the DCAU TV shows as a whole. This episode is really memorable because it has some of the highest stakes, the most intense action scenes, the most personal conflict, and the strongest ending the series had at the time. So earlier I was talking about that series finale of the Superman show when Darkseid had taken control of Clark's mind and unleashed him on Earth. Towards the end of that episode, Superman confronts Darkseid in his throne room on Apokolips, and they just go at each other. Clark was angry, but like I said, the end of that episode leaves a lot of questions on the table. Well, Twilight is the conclusion of Legacy. This episode of Justice League is really a fan service episode. If you watch Superman the Animated Series, this episode is very rewarding. Darkseid comes to the League for help because Brainiac is attacking his home world. Superman, still pissed off about what happened years ago in his own solo show, is not inclined to help. Matter of fact, as soon as he sees Darkseid, he doesn't ask any questions or say anything. He just immediately starts going at him.
We meet again, Kal-El.
You! Stop him before he knocks us out of orbit!
Superman, don't!
Let go!
The climax of all this is that Darkseid was working with Brainiac, and all of this was a trap to kill Superman. Batman and Wonder Woman and the rest of the League save him, but before they get off this asteroid planet thing that's about to explode, Superman is going to make sure Darkseid finally pays for everything he's done to him.
Any minute now, Brainiac will explode. And guess what? You're going with him. No, Darkseid. To get off this rock, you'll have to go through me.
You really are a glutton for punishment. Time and again I've beaten you, humbled you. What makes you think today's outcome will be any different?
Because this time, I won't stop until you're just a greasy smear on my fist. Let's go.
This is a really deep episode for Clark, as you can see. He's acting in a much more aggressive way than he usually does. He's really holding a grudge. This is personal. Superman is not dark like this, usually, but I like it. I thought that this showdown between Superman and Darkseid was even better than the one we got in Legacy. Every punch is filled with hatred and emotion. You can feel it. And Superman slips up. He's not the Boy Scout right now. And he's very willing to sacrifice himself just to make sure Darkseid is dead. Batman is the one who has to save him from the abyss of vengeance, which is kind of ironic.
Superman! Go! I'm finishing this! Kent, don't be a fool. Get out of here! Now!
Like I said, this episode was very fantastic and personal.
Nothing could have survived that. Not even Darkseid. You know something, Bruce? You're not always right.
And number 1, Epilogue. Batman Beyond, the series finale. Epilogue really reveals everything about Batman Beyond. Batman Beyond is one of the tightest cartoon shows of all time. It features an old, retired Bruce Wayne with a young protege in a new age of Gotham and crime fighting. And I love how this show didn't just fall into the easy trap of having the same villains from the original show but updated. No. Terry has his own rogues gallery. And it's cool that he does, because when the show did bring back old characters, it was a very special welcome return.
I see you sewed up the bullet holes. You're Batgirl. She's Batgirl. Was Batgirl. That brand of costume justice went out with a Tommy gun, kid. I appreciate what you did tonight, but I want you to stay out of police business. Of course, maybe I'm talking to the wrong guy.
This show is amazing, but the series finale is the best episode because, like I said, it reveals everything about the show. And Epilogue, we're thrown 20 years into the future since Terry has become Batman. So Terry's a grown man in his late 20s or early 30s. Bruce is even older, dang near on his deathbed, it looks like. He looks like he's got to be at least 115 years old. Bruce, being an even older man, his body's failing. He had some problems with his kidneys, and it turns out that he needed some new ones. Terry McGinnis was a perfect match, a perfect donor, perfect match for Bruce Wayne's kidneys. So that stirs up some trouble.
But a few months ago when Bruce's kidneys failed and they needed a tissue donor to clone him new ones, turned out I was a perfect histocompatibility match with him. Perfect. You know the odds.
111 to 1.
Yeah.
So you ran a DNA test.
Once I worked up the nerve.
It turns out Terry McGinnis is Bruce Wayne's biological son. So Terry goes to see Amanda Waller. He knows that his mom and Bruce Wayne never hooked up before they met when he was a teenager. So he knows something's up. He goes to see Amanda Waller, who tells him the whole story of a government project called Batman Beyond.
Your father thought he was getting a flu shot. Actually, it was a nanotech solution programmed to rewrite his reproductive material into an exact copy of Bruce Wayne's. A little over a year later, your mother gave birth to you, a child sharing half her genetic material and half Bruce's.
It's pretty crazy, and it's worth seeing. By the end, Terry realizes that the hand he's been dealt was not a curse, but a blessing, and he doesn't have to face his challenges alone. And my favorite moment of this episode comes at the end when he decides to make that step into having a better life. Just because he's Batman doesn't mean he's not also Terry McGinnis.
Hi.
Terry? What time is it?
It's just after 3.
Oh, baby, I have to be up at 5. What's wrong?
I just wanted to know if we were still on for this weekend.
Yeah? Why? Something come up again?
No, I just want to ask you something.
So ask.
No, not until I see you.
Okay.
So, Friday night?
Fine.
Good night. Love you.
Love you too.
You're in my chair.
Yeah, guess I am.
Where the devil have you been?
I had some stuff to take care of.
Enigma's overrated, especially at 3 a.m. You could have called. I made you some soup, but it's cold.
Sorry. Didn't mean to worry you.
I was worried about Gotham. If Batman's not around.
I've got it covered. Always.
Kent called. Nothing apocalyptic, he just wants your opinion on a case he's working. Said you could meet him at the Metro Tower.
Right. Better suit up.
You should eat something first. Keep up your strength.
When I get back.
You're a stubborn piece of work, you know that.
Just like my old man.
That's such a touching scene. This is such a great episode. Bruce Wayne never really had a life outside of Batman. Bruce Wayne was really a persona, you know? It was fake. That's just the smile he puts on in front of the world. Batman is who he really is. Terry, he chooses not to be like that. He could be Batman and Terry McGinnis. So I like that shift. You know, he can have a life. He can be married. He can have kids. They do not make shows like this anymore. Not cartoons. Cartoons now are not taken as serious as they were back then, that's for sure. They really aged Bruce Wayne all the way. Dude is so old and too weak to open a bottle of pills, but still talking stuff. And I also like it how he sounds like Alfred in this, telling Terry he needs to eat something before he suits up. The worries of a caretaker. Batman Beyond is so underrated, and this episode is so impactful because the DCAU started with Batman in 1991. It's fitting that it ends with Batman. But yeah, I really love this animated universe. This was a really fun video to make and gave me an opportunity to rewatch a lot of those shows and episodes of stuff I grew up with. It's a video I'm surprised I didn't make a whole hell of a lot sooner. I'm really surprised I just now thought of this. But if y'all want to see another video over the DCAU, please let me know in the comment section below. I'd be more than happy to do that because there are like 8 different TV shows here. There's a lot of episodes. There's a lot to talk about. Saddest moments, best crossover episodes. There's a lot on the table to talk about. So I'd be more than happy to make another video over that. But if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Let me know in the comment section what your favorite episode was. What do you like about the DCAU? All of that stuff. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.